Welcome back, boys and some girls. Again this week, after the whole weekend test, I have some points, some good points that I want to see kept, and some bad or points that need to be changed or adjusted. So let's go. Number one, I'm going to start with this. Again, even though I talked about it for the last two tests, because it just got changed, but even worse. Again, last test, why won't you let us just process things normally? Let's say I have 126 flowers. Let me process 126 flowers. Why do I need to process 100 and then put the 26 in my storage only to crash because you can't interact with storage for more than twice if you don't log out and then log in back again? Just why? Let me process every single processable resource that I have for every single quality that I have. Just I'm gonna put the fuel that's needed. You need 300 fuel. I'll put all the fuel that's needed. Just let me put everything to process. It doesn't make any sense. And also at the same time, I'm going to say it, let me take stuff from the storage straight from the craftable place thingy. I know you can do it from the node buildings, like the upgradable one, the apprentice ones. You can access the inventory straight from there. So why can't you do it from the novice ones? I don't know. Please change it. Number two is more of a specific thing to casters, or maybe for mages and bards, and I think maybe rangers. Basically everyone that has like a wind up skill that you basically put on an enemy. Then you take like a few seconds, maybe 1, 2, 3 seconds to actually use the skill. So basically every time you do that, you like aim at an enemy, you start a skill. Then the enemy actually can move because you still didn't shoot it, so it's not aggroed yet. But then they go behind a wall, so the skill will shoot out, but it won't do any damage because it's gonna hit the wall and your cooldown is gonna be full again. So either just make it hit, please, or just give me back the cooldown. One of those two. And I'm not saying like every single second make it hit, because then you can abuse it during PvP. Just hit like a melee somebody, like a melee player, and then quickly hide behind a wall. No. Let's say like 50% of the wind up time needs to go, the cast time need to be like maybe 50-60%, and then I can hide behind a wall, or he can hide behind a wall basically, and the spell will hit. This way just you can prevent griefing, but this is actually going to make the spells feel nice and not like a waste of time. Number three is a very specific thing. It's about the flesh golem inside the Carfen Tower courtyard. It does an attack that shows like a red mist right before the attack actually hits the ground. Problem is the ground is also red, so it's kind of hard to see, especially at night, because it's a dark red color and it does a lot of damage. So I really want to see that change. Number four is another mob specific attack. It's about the infected zombies. Their anti-healing pool stays on the ground way too long. It just like keeps staying on the ground for years. You can be finishing like 3 or 4 of those zombies, and the first one is still gonna be on the ground. Like the first zombie's pool is still gonna be there. Number 5, I think this is the same in Final Fantasy XIV. Whenever you get your profession XP, because you farm or you craft or you do whatever, the XP bar below, the main XP bar, should be changed to see how much you're progressing in the artisan that you're doing right now. Basically just show us on the bottom the last type of XP that I got. Obviously don't show weapons, because every time you kill something you get like 3 type of XP, 4 if you count the node. Basically just show us like artisan and that kind of stuff. Simple and easy. Number 6 is again gonna be about the artisan stuff. I don't know why, but after I complained last week about how useless the artisan system is in the current version of the game, Intrepid somehow hurt itself in its confusion and decided to half the XP you get by crafting. So now you need double the amount of resources and time to get even worse results than just a random person farming a random mob on the map. And to add even more fuel to the fire, some resources cannot even be found in the game. You have to manually make them with other resources, like flour mostly. You need like specific poop that is higher quality to get like the high quality flour that you need, and then you can use the flour to process it, and then the process you can actually make the equipment with. It's just a big system that's a waste of time. If you really hate grinding mobs for some reason, you can do that. Number 7, this one is very important. After loot rolls, please make sure that the loot goes to whoever won the roll and it doesn't stay on the floor. And if you don't want to do that for some other reason, so just make sure nobody else can pick it up if you want that, because that's what really happens. It destroyed the ability to join strangers for a few randoms to go into a party, because everybody just needs it or even if they don't need it, just pick up the thing on the floor. They don't care. So it's making people very afraid to team up with randoms. Number 8, we need better rewards for commissions. They are simply not worth doing. They're completely useless. They give you like, I don't know, like 5 goblins level 2 experience, like 200 experience, even if you're like level 19, which you get from like a mob that's level, what, 20, about 3-star. I would say now let's go 19, 3-star. The bears, for example, from Citadel of Bloom, you get 5k experience for them. That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would I even do like 1 commission for that? That's so useless. Number 9 is about enemy aggro range and the pathing. I'm assuming the current version is a bug in how it actually works, that enemies just spawn on top of you from nowhere, even if you didn't aggro them, or if you did aggro them, they have the leash range is so freaking long. You can take them the whole other side of the map if you actually slowly go away. But if you just run away from them because you don't want to deal with them, they still target you, like, I don't know, like at least to the end of the area you're at. It's a very long way. Number 10 is fix please the line of sight that you have on ranged attacks. It's so weird. I stand on like a very flat ground. There is nothing in between me and my target, and sometimes the game just says there is no line of sight. What? There is nothing that's gonna block my view. The only thing that's actually blocking my view is teammates. So maybe somehow with that the game says, oh wait, don't see the enemy because they're your teammates over there. Don't know. Even if it is, please try to fix it. Thank you. Number 11, now that you made experience so hard to get for the artisan system, at least let us craft the stuff in numbers, in batches. Let's say I can craft 50 capes with what I have in my inventory. Let me craft 50 capes and sell the rest of them. Why do I have to continuously click craft? Just put the resources, put the string, put the Grem skin, craft, put the skin, put the whatever you call it, the string and the Grem skin, and craft again. Such a waste of time. And then my inventory is filled up with useless capes. Then I go sell the capes for 14 silver, which is way less. Even using just the crafting, the fee for the crafting costs 66 copper. It doesn't make any sense. It's a waste of time and resources to make this. You don't even make more money from crafting. I just don't get why do they hate crafting so much. Hopefully, I really do hope that the next phase, which is supposed to be more artisan like focused and more economy focused, I hope it will be changed then. But it just, you can see it triggers me, as you call it, or it angers me. Number 12, there are still skills that need to be fixed. They don't always work. Things like the grapple for the tank. You try to pull in somebody, or the taunts that sometimes just simply don't work even when you taunt them, or when you have like a threat, they simply choose to go to different enemies, different players. I assume this is what they want. I assume the AI is targeting weaker player. So if the tank doesn't do enough like threat, then they keep going for the weaker player. But even if he does enough threat, sometimes they don't. They kind of target the weaker player anyway. I think this should be changed. And also the mage's freeze sometimes just simply doesn't work. Even when they don't have the immunity, it doesn't work. Number 13 is please separate how resources spawn from one another. What I'm saying is, for example, copper, zinc, all the tier 1 stuff, or the tier 2, whatever you want to call them, all the resources, please separate them. So copper has their own spawn rate, and zinc has their own spawn rate and locations. You don't need to mine zinc to find copper. It doesn't make any sense. And why do I want it, besides obviously not wasting more time, is more people can farm in the same place, because not everyone is farming for copper all the time. Some people want zinc, some people want other stuff. So please do make it so everything has their own spawn, like separate spawn thing. Number 14, please do tighten a bit action mode and how it actually works to fit whatever you're targeting. Plenty of the times, if you like look straight ahead, I don't know how or why, so many times I accidentally overpulled because somehow my spellbook targeted something like completely off to the left that it wasn't even on my screen. So I don't know what's going on here. I know this is the test, and that's why I'm saying this. Please fix it. Also, I think if you're doing it, you should have like 2 modes, one for healer and one for damage. That the action mode is going to be focused more on the, let's say, for the enemies, or on their allies if you're a healer, because you chose that. And that's why it's going to be easier to heal your allies or like pick up the damage, because especially when you go into like bigger mobs and more like bigger teams and players, everything is becoming more bundled up and action mode turns to be pretty useless. You have to turn to manual to actually do something. Number 15 might actually be a bit controversial depending on who you are and what your opinion about PvP is. I think there should not be EXP debt on dying as a non-combatant. This is used by big guilds to actually deter players from going anywhere near their power leveling spots. The power leveling spots is basically where like a max level player comes back to help his like level 10 or 15 teammates or guild mates. So nobody's actually thinking about even looking at their mobs. Even if you go near their zone or something, they just boom, come and kill you, and then you can just rack up more and more and more EXP debt. And it's not fun. I think you should keep the resources drop on death. Don't do anything about that. But no EXP debt, it doesn't make any sense. It's kind of stupid. Number 16 is about you providing, when I say you I mean Ashes Intrepid, is providing some info about drop rates and EXP rates in and out of parties, and basically how this whole things work. Guessing this whole like, oh, should I do this? And if this guy is 4 levels below and 3 levels below, and is this a bug? Is this actually a feature? No idea. It's not fun, this whole guessing game. So just give us some info so we know what the rules are, what the rules of the game are, to actually know how to party up and like how to play. Number 17 is gonna be the full answer of number 16 that we had just now. Is I just want to see a small wiki in the game for all the question, like how you get tools or how the XP works, all this kind of things and stuff that people, basically all the new people or people who just simply don't like watch all the stream and everything, they can go there. I would say like press F1, but F1 is target yourself. So I don't know, some random key, or maybe press escape and you can see like a wiki in there, like in the menus. Just basically give a small wiki that we can check how things actually work in certain things. In number 18, we kind of return to the mob specific problem that I have. The thaumaturge zombies, the kind of the magical zombies in Carthon Tower and also like around the map in like lower levels, they get one unavoidable attack. It's like a one shot with basically like a 0.5 second warning, and I'm being generous, I think it's much less. I didn't really count. I'm sure I can find it out somehow, but I think you either need to weaken it so it does less damage, you can actually survive it, or more warning. So basically we can trip him, we can do something, we can stun him, we can silence him. Basically, you need more of a heads up to actually know, okay, this guy's go, save your CCs, let's use it now. Because even when I had a bunch of CCs with me, we just didn't have enough time. You see the white light on him and boom, you're dead. That's basically it. Number 19, the Guardians in Highway Mountain or Highway Hill are just loading screens for XP. They have no skills and they just have a tons of HP. So you just sit there spamming skills on a few Guardians. They don't do any damage, you don't have to use your brain. And you finish and you get some XP and you move on to the next mob. The other mobs are pretty cool and they're not as tanky, but they give like, you need to be careful and you actually need to do some stuff with them. So it is more like brain dead XP gains, I guess, which I don't like. Number 20 is kind of about number 19. It's again about the stuff that I do like. I love the one-shots that you get from Pyromancer, Firestarters, Snipers, Rangers, all those kind of mobs. They're simply avoidable if you use CC or if you actually plan and know what you're doing. But if you don't, then it's pretty much a wipe. And that's your fault. And I like it because you actually need to think and have a team that, okay, you silence now. The tank now trips the next fireball. And everybody focused on the Pyromancer so he won't shoot like one-shot everyone. This is fun. You actually have to use your teams. You actually have to use your brain. Not too much because it's pretty much the same, but it's fun. More of that, please. And that's pretty much it. I kind of had more things than I expected to say because some of them came out during like the whole, when I'm writing this script and stuff, and when I'm speaking, I had more stuff that come out. So I just added them on the way because why not? But this is gonna be it, yes. And if you have more stuff, please do write them down. I'm taking this whole list and throwing it into the forums, the Discord, whatever. Yep, that's gonna be it. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, tell me why below. Why didn't you like it? I did. It was fun to write this. And keep safe. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.